Part 1. The island had no name on any map. Robin found it that way, purposefully erased. Cartographers didn't erase things without reason. She watched it from the deck for an hour before she said anything. Black stone cliffs. Trees so old they leaned toward each other like elders sharing secrets. The kind of place that had been waiting. Nami said no. Robin said void century construction, pre-existing script, 2 hours. Nami said fine, and take someone with you. Zoro was the only one not doing anything. He was never doing anything. He existed between fights in a state of suspended readiness, sleeping, training, or sitting somewhere looking dangerous while the world moved around him. She found him under the mast. I need a companion. One eye opened. No. Nami's orders. He stood without another word. The ruins were further inland than they'd looked from the water. Dense forest, broken light, carved stones half swallowed by roots. Zoro walked behind her, not beside, not ahead. Behind. He did it without deciding to. She noticed without commenting. The chamber was circular, 12 feet across, half buried but intact. At its center. A pedestal. On the pedestal, a mirror. Not glass, something older. Its surface was dark and faintly iridescent, and it seemed to hold light rather than reflect it. Don't touch it, Zoro said, from the doorway. I know, Robin said. She touched it. The mirror pulsed, once, like a heartbeat that wasn't hers. The light shifted. The carvings breathed. Then stillness. And something else. A presence at the edge of her awareness, arriving fully formed, like it had always been there and she'd simply just noticed it. She turned around. Zoro was already looking at her. You felt that, she said. Yeah. She turned to the inscriptions. Translated in real time, her voice going slightly distant. It binds two who stand together within the circle. Shares what is held inward. A pause. Until, recognition. Witness. She straightened. We can feel each other's emotions. Silence. That's annoying, he said. Part 2. The library at first it was subtle. A warmth at the edge of awareness that wasn't hers. A current of focus, or impatience, running just beneath her own thoughts like a second river. She sat with the inscriptions and tried to work. He sat across the chamber and tried to think about nothing, which was, she could feel, considerably harder for him than he would ever admit. Stop, he said, 20 minutes in. She looked up. You're worried. It keeps coming through. I'm a little worried, yes. A strange artifact has linked me to another person. It's distracting. Then help me think instead of sitting there radiating impatience. He crossed the chamber and sat beside her. Close enough to see the inscriptions without crowding her. She felt her own surprise, and then felt it ripple through the link toward him, and felt his quiet acknowledgement of it. They sat together, and Robin translated, and Zoro watched her translate, and the afternoon moved around them. By the second hour, it had deepened. When Robin reached for a difficult translation, he caught fragments of it, old words, layered meanings, the particular satisfaction of a pattern clicking into place. Not her thoughts. The shape of the process. The feeling of knowing. He'd assumed her mind would feel like his, structured, directed, one thing at a time. It felt like a library. Vast and organized, room after room of things she knew and had known. And underneath all of it, running very quietly through the foundations, something he hadn't expected. Old loneliness. The kind that didn't hurt acutely anymore. Just, persisted. Like a climate. He didn't say anything. On her end, she'd expected something simple from him. One direction. Sword, and everything in service to it. What she found was different. Under the impatience and the bluntness, something vast and patient and profoundly committed, not to a single goal but to quality. To being worth something. She felt the weight of promises he carried and never talked about. And underneath everything else, running steady and broad and old, care. He cared about people enormously. He'd built an effective system for not appearing to. But it was there. She looked down at her notes for a long time. Part 3. What it cost to be seen. The inscription, she said, eventually. I've been reading it as witness. But it also means allow yourself to be seen. There's a difference. Witnessing is observational. Being witnessed is participatory. It requires allowing it. She closed the book. The curse responds to the latter. Not two people perceiving each other, two people genuinely permitting it. He was quiet, thinking. She felt it, the particular weight of his attention when he took something seriously. Heavier and slower and more thorough than the quick intelligence he showed in a fight. So we've been doing it wrong, he said. We've been trying to analyze our way out. Treat it as an external problem. She met his eyes. I don't think it's that kind of problem. What kind is it? The kind you solve by changing. He went first. She felt the effort of it through the link, the texture of saying something true he'd rather not have said. I'm afraid of falling short, he said. Not of losing. Of not being enough. Of getting to the end and finding out I didn't do it right. He paused. That's the thing I don't say out loud. Because if I do, it gets bigger. The mirror shifted. Something in its surface moved, the first tremor of water before a wave. Robin looked at the wall, away from him. I've never believed I was allowed to stay anywhere, she said. Her voice was steady. It was always steady. I understand, logically, that I belong with this crew. But there's a part of me that's always waiting for the reason I'll have to leave. A pause. I've been trying to train myself out of it for 2 years. I'm not finished. She felt him through the link, not pity, not discomfort. Just presence. Full, unguarded presence. You're not leaving, he said. I know. I'll cut down anyone who tries to make you. She looked at him then. Found him looking back with the expression she'd felt from inside him, direct and unwavering and entirely serious. I know that too, she said softly. The mirror pulsed. This time, warm. Part 4. The thing that wasn't said. Neither of them moved. The link had stopped feeling like a foreign thing. It felt like something they'd been carrying all along without noticing. She could still feel him, steady, closer than before. But it no longer felt imposed. It felt found. He turned to look at her. You said earlier, yes, she said. I didn't say anything yet. You were going to say that you've been paying attention to me. Longer than I realized. That it isn't casual. He held her gaze. Didn't deny it. I've been paying attention to you too, she said. For the same amount of time. For different reasons, and then for the same ones. The mirror pulsed again, softer now, like a heartbeat finding its rhythm. He raised his hand, slow, deliberate, and rested it against the side of her jaw. The roughness of his palm, calloused from years of sword work, impossibly careful. Through the link she felt what he felt, which was her, looking at him the way she almost never looked at anything. Not with analysis. Not with careful observation. Just, open. He kissed her. Nothing dramatic. No urgency, no demand. Just warmth and pressure and the steadiness of a man who had decided something and saw no reason to be uncertain about it. His thumb moved once against her cheek, slowly, like punctuation. She felt her own surprise reflected back to her, and underneath it, something she hadn't let herself name. Something that had apparently been there long enough for him to have felt it before she admitted it to herself. She kissed him back. He made a low, almost inaudible sound, and the kiss shifted, deeper without becoming different. More certain. The way water looked different at depth while still being the same water. When they separated, the mirror was clear. Not dark. Clear. The interior light had resolved into something transparent, open all the way through. The curse, she said. Still there. She reached inward along the link. Found him, warm, present, privately pleased with himself in a way he would never say aloud. Found herself, clearer than usual. Yes, she said. But different. Different how? Before it felt like something done to us. She looked for the word. Now it feels like context. He almost smiled. She felt it before she saw it. Good context. Good, she said. Simply. Without architecture. He nodded once, as though that settled something. Epilogue: the ship was where they'd left it. Nami looked at them the way Nami looked at things she'd noticed but hadn't been told about yet. She didn't ask. Zoro settled back against the mast, arms crossed, swords arranged, completely indistinguishable from the man she'd found there 4 hours ago. Except that she could feel, through the link now settled between them like weather, that he was not the same. Neither was she. She opened her book. Read the same paragraph 3 times without retaining it. Through the link she felt him register this, felt the faint current of his amusement, private and unhurried. She turned the page. Later, when the crew had gone inside and the ship was quiet, he came and sat near her on the upper deck. Not beside her. Near her. The way he always had, she understood now. The way she'd been noticing for years and filing under observation without letting herself call it what it was. He didn't say anything. Neither did she. Through the link, something passed between them, not words, not even a formed feeling. Just presence. Just the simple, enormous fact of 2 people who had let themselves be seen, and found, against all reasonable expectation, that they were still standing. She went back to her book. He went back to watching the water. The stars came up one by one over the sea, patient as ancient stone.
Subscribe right now and join our Telegram community. Get the latest anime news, new theories, leaks, and the hottest discussions before anyone else. Link in the description.